Couple of things, and I have my notes here because I can't remember squat. Hello and welcome to everyone who is watching the Written in Melanin channel. Wherever this day may have found you, I'm so glad that you are here. My name is Chelsea, better known as CM Lockhart, and I write books about black girls who aren't all that nice. Welcome back to my channel. So you guys, I am here today with the beginning of a new set of vlogs, and I am very tentatively calling it a vlog. This is more so a writing update. Reason being, when I think of vlogs, I think of, oh, here's my process and like weekly updates. But you know what, you guys, as many times as I have tried to do that, I have learned several things about myself in this process. And the first one is that I am not consistent with creating video content, mostly because I look like a bum 90% of the time. And second of all, I just don't romanticize my life that way. And I have watched like different tutorials and different YouTube videos and different like even skill shares and stuff where they're like, you need to romanticize your life and like record everything. And I'm like, if I'm recording it, I'm not doing it, so that doesn't really work out for the benefit of me. So I was just like, vlogging is not my thing, but I really do enjoy sharing my writing journey, especially as like a black and indie author. And there are a lot of things that I am going through where it's just like I kind of want to document it for myself so I could look back and be like, oh look, she was so cute back in the day. But I also want to just be able to like show people like, hey, this is a thing. Like there are black authors, black indie authors, and like we are out here doing the thing to the best of our ability and kind of sharing what I'm learning along the way and just talk about my writing journey. I definitely do that on the podcast, which is super fun. But I also wanted to do it for like YouTube and do like specific content for YouTube. So here we are. That being said, if you've been around the channel for a while, then you'll know that I have started and stopped many a vlog. I'm here to say that I'm probably not going to do that anymore, mostly because, like I said, it's not beneficial for anyone involved. So we're just going to nix that. Like, it's not going to happen. But something that I do want to try to do are these like monthly updates for writing, because I feel like in a month and 30 days, I have plenty to talk about. There's plenty of my writing journey to talk about. So I'm going to try to do these monthly updates. But, you know, we're in December right now. And you know how people get around January, December when they're like, ooh, I'm going to do this differently in the new year. We're going to see how that holds up. But generally speaking, I like to start things once I make up my mind to do it, which is why this first vlog or first update, I'm not calling it a vlog, why this first update is in December, because I'm just kind of like, we can start right now. So let's get into this. A couple of things. One, I look like a bum. This is what I look like 90% of the time, and that's not going to change. I realize that if I'm not comfortable, I'm not going to do this. So hence the setup, hence the lighting, hence all of the above. Currently, it is like not even 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just kind of like, yeah, she's about to write, and her writing attire is not fancy. So, shout out to Lizzo's brand Yitty, because this onesie, comfortable as all get out. I was so impressed by it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get 2 more. So I now have 3 in various colors, and this is my official writing attire until it gets hot outside. So that is that. But moving on. So if you guys have been around the channel for any length of time, then you'll know that the Melanin Chat is on a basically permanent hiatus. And the Melanin Chat, if you're not familiar, is basically the weekly talk show that I did with Audra Russell. She's amazing. If you haven't already, go ahead and check out her Between the Reads podcast, because it's fantastic and she interviews black authors all the time. And she's really great at what she does. But that being said, we did the Melanin Chat together. We did it for about, I want to say 2 years, roughly. And that is on permanent hiatus because I got overwhelmed, not gonna lie. So there were a lot of other factors that went into it, but what it boils down ultimately is that I got overwhelmed with just having to produce that every week. So that being said, I used to give updates about, you know, what's going on with me during the Melanin Chat. So since we're not doing that anymore, this is what I'm hoping is going to fill the void. So life update first, and then writing update, because the life update, I don't know, I find it amusing, but then again, I find my whole life amusing. So I don't know, stick with me. But anyway, life update, y'all. I had to go to the eye go and go. Good Lord. You would think that I don't use words for a living, but I had to go to the eye doctor, and I went like any regular person does. And if you are one of the fortunate few who have 20/20 vision, just naturally, this story is not for you. Okay. Just jump ahead to the writing update. But if you have glasses, if you have contacts, if you have ever needed some type of correctional lenses so that you can see and go about your day-to-day life, I need y'all to know that I was so upset when I went to the eye doctor, because in case you guys haven't been keeping up with me in my life and the channel, I was in Texas. So the last time I got glasses, I was still living in Texas. So now that I'm here in North Carolina, I was like, oh crap, I have to go find a new eye doctor. But it's been like 2 years. I really do need some new lenses. And not because I can't see, but because like my lenses are really old. And if you guys know, then you know, but like my prescription is literally starting to wear off in certain places. And I'm like, bruh, this is not working. So I was just like, fine, I'll bite the bullet. I am going to go to the eye doctor. I'm just going to do what needs to be done, and that's going to be it. Right? So I go, and the new eye doctor, mind you, this place is like huge. That tells you how far out in the country I am, because like whenever you live in a city, there's like an eye doctor on every block. But when you're in the country, there's like one, and it's like giant. There are like 10 doctors at this one practice. But anyway, I go to my little eye doctor appointment, and he dilates my eyes, and I hate getting my eyes dilated because you have to sit there for like 20 minutes before your eyes get all blurry, and they're like, oh great, your brain's fine. It's like, thank you for blinding me, but whatever, I digress. To the point, I go, and as I'm waiting for my eyes to be dilated so I can finish up my appointment, he's like, well, do you want to look at some frames? And I'm like, yeah, like one of the things about not being able to see is that at least I get to get cute frames, and my insurance will pay for it every year. So I'm like, cool. So as I'm walking around, I'm looking at these frames, and you know what, the thing about the eye doctor is such a scam. It's such a freaking scam, man, because like I'm looking at these frames, and y'all, these frames are like $250, $300, and I'm like, bruh, what? And I'm like, cool. I got insurance. They said that they gonna pay for it. It's not a big deal. So tell me why I go and I pick out a pair of frames. And as I'm sitting down with the lady to talk about, what kind of lenses I want, because just so you guys know, again, if you don't wear glasses, frames are not even the expensive part of getting glasses. It's the prescription that you need in them so that you can actually see. And I'm sitting down, and homegirl comes back to me. She's like, okay, so to get everything, it's gonna be like $275. And I'm like, out of pocket? No, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not what we're doing. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Because I'm like, who has that? Who is paying $300 to see? Like, bruh, this is a life necessity, okay? I can't just go around looking blurry like an out of focus camera, okay? If you guys want to know what my vision looks like, I did a TikTok on it on my channel. But like, imagine when you click the focus button on your camera and everything gets blurry. Like, that's just my life without glasses. That's my whole life without glasses. It's very frustrating. So it's just kind of like, bruh, if you think that I wouldn't choose to just see, I would. But anyway, it was crazy. And I was just like, you know what? I'm not playing these games. So I leave. I go back home. I check my insurance because I'm like, surely they're going to pay for more than this. And I check it, and it's like, yeah, they cover frames up to like $150. And I'm like, oh, so they were out here trying to scam me, showing me these expensive butt frames. And I'm just like, no. So I go back because I'm like, I pay for insurance. I pay this check every month. Y'all are absolutely paying out for me to get some new glasses. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not playing these games. We're not going to just ignore it. So anyway, I go back up there, and I'm like, okay, I am up there with a plan. I'm like, I know how much my insurance is going to cover. I know exactly what I can get and how much it's going to cost. And I go up there, and then I pick out some frames. I'm like, no, y'all not getting me. Like, I'm going to get these regular frames. Okay. I just need to see. And then I'm sitting there, and then he was like, because I got a different guy. It's a man this time. And he's sitting there, and he's like, okay, great. So, once we factor in the anti-glare, which again, if you can't see, you need the anti-glare so that, lights stay where they're supposed to be and they're like not like smeared across the glass, right? but they're like, we're going to get you the anti-glare and the anti-scratch coat resistant, and we're going to get you the blue light filter, which is the only thing I asked for, mind you, because like I stare at a screen all day. I'm a writer. Like I am staring at a screen constantly. I need a blue light filter in my glasses. And then he was like, and we're going to get you the special frames. I can't remember what they're called, but they're basically like quarter something. And basically they make the lenses a little bit thinner because I can't see. My prescription is thick. So he was like, we're going to get you the thinner lenses. And I'm like, okay, cool. Tell me why this man rings me up for $250 for lenses. And I'm like, this is a scam. This is a scam. Absolutely not. And I'm like, my insurance is like a $15 copay for my lenses. And I'm like, yeah, y'all got me all types of twisted if you think that I'm about to sit here and pay some freaking $250 for lenses. Because mind you, the frames are covered by insurance. So I'm like, you know what? Y'all got me all types of twisted. I'm trying to keep this PG-13, but y'all know what I was thinking. And I was just like, you know what, sir? Take all the extra stuff off. How much is it for the bare minimum? And he was like, well, then it would just be your $15 copay. You won't have the thin lenses. You won't have the blue light filter. You won't have the anti-scratch coat resistance, and you won't have the anti-glare, but you'll have lenses. And I was like, great, give me that. And then I went home and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and order my glasses online, because literally the glasses on my face, the ones that I am wearing currently, cost less than $100 with the prescription and the blue light filter and the anti-glare, because I got them online. I'm like, see, the problem is y'all out here at the eye doctor trying to scam people, and I am not here for it. So give me what the insurance will pay for, and then I will go online and find glasses that I will actually wear. So that is a long story to say that, y'all, I was out here and I'm like, this is why I don't leave my house, because people out here are trying to get over on you. But yeah, that's my life story. That's my life update. If you sat through this part of the video, I appreciate you. You're the GOAT. This is that type of stuff that I be dealing with in my regular life. And then y'all be wondering why I'm always like, I don't leave my house. I don't really like dealing with people, because they always trying to get over on you. They always want something. And I'm just like, it doesn't take all of this. It really doesn't. It does not. It is not necessary. But yeah, so that being what it is, that's my life right now. So hopefully in the new year, I will have new glasses. So new look coming soon, pending. And we'll see. But if you do wear glasses, if you scroll TikTok, they probably know you wear glasses and have been serving you ads for it. But right now I'm between getting my glasses from Zenni and like Zelo. Yeah, those are the two places. Because I looked at Pear, but Pear is a little bit expensive for my taste, and I don't really change up my look like that. She's basic. She's a regular girl. So I was just like, I don't need all the clicky clackety changing styles. Nah, none of that. I just need regular glasses so I can see. So Zelo has some really cute frames, and I like Zenni because like the ones that I have on my face currently came from Zenni. So, and I know that they have good prices, so I'm just kind of like, yeah, that works for me. That works for me. But that being what it is, let me go ahead and move on to this writing update, because I'm sure that's what you actually clicked on this video for. So on to the writing update, you guys. Currently I am working on book 2 of the Wrath of the Gods series. And if you guys don't know, We Are the Origin is the first book of the series, and it's about a group of assassins who have to work together to save the gods in their realm from destruction. Book 2 continues on in their story, and I have not got the log line for that remembered, but all you need to know is that there's a monarchy, there is a bid for the crown, and there is a rebellion happening. So yeah, get into it. But anyway, that is what I'm working on currently. I'm currently writing chapter 6. I have, as of this moment, 27,909 words as of recording this, and I'm feeling pretty good about it. And something that I love and hate about my process is that people always say, you know, don't edit as you go along, but I'm like, I have to edit, because if I go back and I read something after I've written it and I'm like, in a day or two, I don't like it, it's gotta go. It's gotta go, because I'm just like, I can't be out here wasting time. And I know that rewrites are a part of it, but I like to do my rewrites as I'm currently writing, because it's a lot easier to create while I'm in the midst of creating than to get all the way to the end and be like, okay, yeah, and I could go all the way back to the beginning and start again. Like, that's so demoralizing. What? So anyway, I'm on chapter 6, and I have written chapter 6 at this point at least 3 times. That's just part of my process. And each time it gets better. And one of the things that I guess I can kind of appreciate is that the more that I do this, the more that I like delete and go back and rewrite, I can like look at my writing and be like, you know what? This isn't bad, but it's not good. And I can really appreciate that about myself, because it's just like, yeah, Yeah, like it's okay, but it could be better. This is not the quality of writing that I want to put out just yet. So knowing that is why I'm just like, you know what? I send it to the graveyard and I rewrite it. And one of the things that I learned from just like life experience, because I've been doing this for a long time, since like I was maybe 15, 16. Like I've always been rewriting, but there's actually a piece of writing advice out there that is like, that tells you specifically, I can't remember who said it or where I heard it at, but it's like, if you're stuck or whatever, instead of trying to edit a scene that already exists and like working within the parameters that you've already written, just delete it and rewrite it from memory, because your memory is going to focus on the important parts of the story. And doing that for me gives me so much freedom, because it's just like when you're looking at sentences on a page, you're trying to structure your words and your sentences so that it flows with the end of what you have already written. But if where you're at isn't where you're trying to go, it's just like it's easier to just get rid of it and just like try again, you know, like go back to a blank page. And that's like intimidating at times, but I think it's also really reassuring for me, because it's just like if I already know what I'm trying to write and I am rewriting it in that moment, then it's just like, okay, cool, great. I now know what I'm trying to write, and it gives me like that momentum. So it's like I'm literally picking up where I left off. So Chapter 6 has been rewritten 3 times now, but I really like Chapter 6 now. So I'm like, cool. And for me, because I'm writing a fantasy, one of the things that I try to balance out is just like how much like action intensity, like world building, like heavy stuff I am giving the reader in between like the lighter stuff, like a moment to breathe and process or whatever, right? But also keeping it going, because I don't know what they call it now, because I guess I'm getting kind of old. I'm not the young generation on the internet anymore. But I remember at one point, you know, it was called like filler chapters or whatever. I try really hard not to write filler chapters, because filler chapters are boring. Those are the ones that you want to skip and you're just like, meh. So kind of like trying to balance that, which is interesting in its own way. But also, like, I really like Chapter 6. And for me, I think Chapter 6 was kind of challenging, just because it's like my characters are really starting to go through it. And if you have read We Are the Origin, first of all, let me know down in the comments below, because if you're watching this, I just want to know if you've read it or not. But if you have read We Are the Origin, then you'll know that my characters are very distinct and they have very strong personalities. So for book 2, specifically in chapter 6, they are kind of on the brink of changing, but they have not changed yet. And like kind of writing that transition as smoothly and coherently as possible is like a very unique challenge. But you know what? I like it. I like challenging myself. And I think it's been kind of fun kind of figuring out my characters and who they're becoming, especially as they're going through their trials and tribulations. And it's been an interesting journey so far. I am currently aiming for 120,000 words in this novel, because the last book was like 110. So I'm giving myself a little bit of space for a little bit of wiggle room, but I think it's going to be good. I'm really excited about it. I mean, obviously I'm writing it, so I think it's going to be good, but I mean, if you don't take my word for it, you know, go get the book and read it for yourself, and then you can make your own decisions. But that being said, knowing that I'm at chapter 6, good Lord, I am working on a self-imposed deadline, because as of right now, as of recording this, I am aiming for August 29th, 2023 for the next book to come out. If you guys don't know, that is the birthday of my co-host, Audra Russell. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this podcast, she's absolutely amazing and I love her so much. And the first book, We Are the Origin, wouldn't exist like if she wasn't in my life. So I appreciate her so freaking much. And also I did an interview with her for We Are the Origin, so you should definitely go listen to that. It's on YouTube, so once you finish this video, go watch it. But that being said, my deadline is for this draft is late March. So I'm like, if I get that done, then that'll give me time for everything else that I have to do. And if you are interested in like the exact breakdown of my timeline and why I chose to do it that way, then, you know, check out my Patreon, because I'm going to be like literally doing exactly that. I'm going to be sharing my timeline, and I'm going to be breaking down what my dates are and why I chose it that way, and like what things I'm factoring in. So if you are an indie author or self-publishing and you're just kind of like, this is kind of overwhelming, I will show you exactly how I'm doing my book release so that you can kind of get an idea of what's happening. I will leave a link down in my Patreon in the description box below, but it's just patreon.com/CM Lockhart. And if you like my help creating your own timeline, then I do offer indie coaching services on my website. So for sure, get into that too. It's just writtenmelanin.com, and then go to the About page, scroll down, and it's right there. You can decide if you want to do like a intro conversation, a consultation, or if you know exactly what you're looking for, I have slots for that too. And if you want like the whole full 9 yards and you want 12 weeks of me being right there with you, talking you through every step, that's an option too. So check it out, do whatever it is that you need to do, or you can just like drop a comment and I will help you as I can within reason. But that being said, I am really excited about this book, you guys, because We Are the Origin was really like an experience, like kind of doing everything that I had known to do and like putting it into practice. It was so nerve-wracking, like reaching out to beta readers and trying to get quotes for the book to promote it. And, you know, like, when do I do a cover reveal and when do I do this? And, you know, what date should it come out on? Like, it was so nerve-wracking. But now that it's done and I'm like looking at repeating the process for book 2, I'm actually just really, really excited about it because I'm like, this is going to be fun. Like, this is literally going to be so much fun. It's a lot less nerve-wracking knowing what's coming next, and I'm just like, whoo, buddy. I'm so into it. I'm so into it. Like, I am looking forward to seeing the cover art that my cover artist is coming up with. I am looking forward to seeing like the finished product of the book when it's all put together. I am looking forward to like sending it out to people because I know there are specific people that I have in mind for sure, who I want to send a copy of the book, because it's like, I don't know, they wrote so hard for me for We Are the Origin. I appreciate that so much. And so I'm like, yeah, when I got this book, I'm sending you a copy, bruh. I'm sending you a copy. And I'm just kind of like, I can't wait for them to read it. I really honestly and truly can't. Like, my husband reads it as I'm writing it, because he's like, I don't even want to call him an alpha reader. He's like ground zero. He's my primary feedback provider. And he's like reading it as I write it, and he's like so hype about it. And the thing that I love about my husband, he's so judgmental. He's amazing. He reads a lot. He reads a lot. So he has a really good grasp on like good storytelling. And so he is really harsh with me when I don't write things that are good. And so when he's hype about it, it gets me hype because I'm like, yes, okay, great. I'm doing it. I'm on the right track. And I don't know, I'm excited for this journey that my characters are on, and I'm really excited for like the books and stuff that I have coming down the pipeline, because I have been basically outlining some of my other projects that I want to do after the Wrath of the Gods, and they're going to be so fun. I just like, I feel like I'm in this point in my life where I can like feel myself leveling up with my writing skill, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself by saying that, you know, knock on wood. But I feel like I am at the very least becoming more confident in this author journey with every word that I write, every time I make a video, every time I help one of my coaching clients, every time someone comes to me and asks me for like advice, like, hey, like, what do you think about this? How do you feel about this? Or whenever my author friends ask me to like read their stuff, and I'm just kind of like, you know what? I have come a long way from 2019 and not being a part of the writing community, having no faith, not knowing that I could do this. And I'm really grateful for that. So it's really a journey. And I don't know, that's why I'm doing this. That's why I'm making this video. That's why I do the podcast. That's why I'm sharing everything that I can, because it's just like the journey is fun. That's what it's all about. It's life, you know? But honestly, that is it for this writing update. If you guys want more weekly updates from me, then for sure check out the Written in Melanin podcast. That's my bi-weekly, every 2 weeks, every other week podcast where I talk about writing, and I also have some really amazing guests on the show. I've had a chance to talk to Joya Goffney, Sheldon Thorogood, Kimberly Lemming, Audra Russell's coming on the podcast, Amanda Ross is coming on the podcast. So there are so many amazing authors, Antoine Bandele. Like, I've had a chance to talk to some really amazing people. So for sure, check out the podcast if you want more updates in general from me. And I will also be trying to do these videos at least once a month. That's the goal, that's the plan, but we'll see how that works out because, you know, she's inconsistent. But that is what it is. And also, if you are a writer and you would like to see more live writing sprints on my channel, let me know. I've been considering going back to those since I am actively drafting book 2. And one of the things that I learned as a mistake from book 1 is that I took a really long break from writing and it was kind of hard to get back into the flow of things. So once book 2 is done, I'm going to go ahead and move on to my next project. So if you guys would like productivity sprints or writing sprints on the channel, please let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, that's for sure it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. Do all the fun things. And so yeah, until next time, I hope all your days are lovely and all your books are interesting. Bye, you guys.